teaching. Last week we started the teaching under the theme of spiritual security protection plan, but really what we're talking about are gates and doors. We're a trichotomy. When I say a trichotomy, we're body, soul, and spirit, and each part of us has a gate, and we let things in from the outside. That has to do with our body gates. Even just think about it in the natural, our body gates, our five senses. We take things in. And here's the issue. Our soul has gates. For example, our soul, our emotions are part of our soul. So something may come into my ear gate. You may say something to me in my ear gate, but when it goes from my ear unto my soul, my emotions translate what you say. So it doesn't just come into my ear gate, it goes in through a soul gate. My soul has to do with how I think. As I think, so I am. So I'm influenced by what comes in from the outside. But now here's the catch. When I'm born again, I have God's Spirit. So I'm not just influenced from the outside in, I'm also influenced from the inside out. And so in today's class, we're talking about the gates of the body that let things in, but we're also talking about the gates of the soul. We haven't gotten to the spirit yet because we've got to get this soul thing down right. And now, because of the weather, what we're sharing with you is our class from the day, because I don't want you to miss anything. I don't want you to be behind. So you be blessed as you join us in this teaching on Gates and Doors, Part 2.
And that's where they conducted business, court, the plans and schemes. All of this, they saw a problem for the people and so forth. And actually, the gates were a place of law, where basically the elders wanted to determine how the inner city, how it functions, how well it functions, I say about that. Then we talked about body, person being trichotomy, soul, mind, spirit, and the three different parts of the gates of the body are basically your five senses. Y'all know, smell, taste, touch, sight, and so forth. We understand that. We understand that those parts are influenced by, I guess you could call it, environment or outside. Then you have what you call spirit, which is basically living inside of the body. And get it right now. Then you have the gates of the soul, which is the brain and the heart. The soul is our mind and how we think, how we relate to stuff, how we feel, what decisions we make. The mind, how we think. The emotions, how we feel, how we choose, whether it's bad or good. I believe last time also, one of the young ladies was talking about fasting, that she would have a problem with fasting. She was about to cheat. But the thing about it is, if you control your environment, you probably won't cheat. Meaning if everybody in this room would fast, I would be more apt to fast also. But if everybody in this room cheating, then I'm going to cheat on you. You know, but those are the influences that you let into our life. But that's going to come by, you know, basically what you hear, what you see. So that's going to be your body. Or, like, but what's the purpose? That's how we function on earth. By our senses. They're basic. All right? Like I said, before we were born again, the gates of our body were the dominant influence on our souls. And when I said before we were born again, y'all remember the past Sunday school lesson, the pastor was talking about midwives and so forth, bringing you into the church. And one way to get you in, you know, you're going to be passed from one midwife to the next. These times, once you get you a little bit closer, and get you introduced to the church. These are basically What I'm saying is, born again, then the donkey goes from what we call our basic senses, our survival, for like our instinctual senses. When we're born, we got this instinct. Basically, it's our five senses. That's what guides us. When we're born, we have no idea of danger and so forth. So those senses are by nature protected. Then, as we come to our spiritual senses, then that's where the change comes in. You got to be born, actually go and have a relationship, and know how to correspond or talk to God or other people of God. Born again, the Spirit of the Lord dwells within us. Thus the gates of our spirit open, and we relate to God through our spirit. The gates of the body, ears. The gates of the spirit is faith. You gotta believe, although you can't see it. You don't know what the outcome is, but you gotta hope or believe what you want it to be. For faith. In conclusion, we learn to guard our gates, outside influences, from fasting. You gotta cut that. You gotta cut that out. Control your environment, or you know, control like that. So we're led by the Spirit, and to hear the Spirit and be led by the Spirit, we must renew our minds. In other words, you change your environment, you change the way you think. Yeah, that's all we need.
Let's thank the Father. There's something that you said that I was having a problem articulating, but I appreciate the way he said it, because we've called this spiritual security protection plan, and when we think of, okay, hopefully you're starting to understand why we called it this, and why there's this image. We're really talking about gates and doors. Really talking about guarding those gates, access and authority. And I like the way he said that what happens at the gates determines what happened in the inner city, inside the city. You know, because remember last week we talked about all the things that happened at the gates.
Yeah.
We used the scripture that Jesus said the gates of hell shall not prevail. Remember I asked the question, I said, how in the world do gates prevail? Because when you think of warfare and you think of gates, you don't think of gates as actually causing anything to happen. You think of gates as preventing things to happen.
Yeah.
But so we saw the various things that happened at the gate. And what happened at the gate are what caused or determined the life of the city, in the city. So think about ourselves. Our gates determine what happens in us. Now, gates and doors. Who or what has control or access or influence to the gateways of our lives? Who or what? We talk about gateways. Who can come in? What can come in? What can come out? You know, do we have guards? Do we guard what comes in and out? Do we know what even affects us? Okay, let me give you a little simple something that you may be conscious of, but you just hadn't applied it to all the other stuff in your life. How many of you all hate scary movies? I mean, why? Do you watch scary movies alone? Why not? Huh? It's scary. It'll make you feel afraid of the present, and then you dream about it, or it'll make you imagine other things, right? Make you see things. Okay, that's the gate that you set because you know the consequences. And why you can understand that with a scary movie, we don't make that application to other things in our lives. Watching the movie, is the movie real?
No.
And see, this is what we miss. What comes into our imagination, into our mind, your imagination and your mind
guess what? Does not distinguish between real and imagined. That's why you jump. Okay, you watching a movie. Think about it. You know the hero's going to be alive in the end. Then why you jumping? Why you scared? Why you wondering what's going to happen? Why you get tense when something's getting... Because your brain is not deciphering when you're watching whether that's real. You have to tell yourself this is not real.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when we don't understand even just things like that, then what happens is we allow stuff in. It has effects on us. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes. Okay. You're getting ready to make a lemon pie. But you're getting ready to make it with real lemons. Okay? Go to the place where you keep the lemons. Cut a lemon in half. Doesn't that lemon look good? Don't you want to taste it? Taste it. Taste the lemon. Drink your mouth. Okay, how many of you all felt saliva move in your mouth from imagination? How many of you all felt something in your mouth because you imagined a lemon? Was there a lemon there?
No.
But because you thought about the lemon, your body, for some of you, actually secreted saliva the way it would if it was a real lemon. That's the way that's what we've got to understand about the way our gates work. Now, Brother Fox reminded us, we're trichotomy. Tri meaning three. We're body, soul, spirit. And